Well, hi, and welcome to my shop. And here's the next item I'll be working on. And son of a gun, if I don't know anything about it, including, for crying out loud, I don't even know the make of this just now. But hopefully that'll be discovered in a few minutes. So I just neglected to make a note of what the make was on this. But it has a bottom plate. Here, let's pull this out. It has a bottom plate. Pretty hopeful. When I remove it, there's going to be a schematic inside. Let's check it out. See, something doesn't look right already. I'll show you. Just call me sharp-eyed here. Okay, well, we're looking into the FM tuner here. And there you see the tuning slug. Okay, and you can see the wire. This wire or cable here, stiff thing that moves the slug up and down. That's a fairly stiff. You wouldn't call it wire, it's more like a piece of steel or something like that. You might want to think of it that way. But look at the other one. There's two. And you can see it's bent, and it's bent off to the side. So the slug is stuck up. I don't know if you can see that really clearly here. But the other slug is down, and this slug is up. So what's happened is the slug has stuck up, and someone has gone ahead and tuned the radio and ignored the pushback they would have been feeling in the tuner. And the result is what you see there. Actually, you probably see it better this way, come to think of it. So that's a problem right off the bat with the FM tuner. Yeah, don't need electronic test equipment for that, do you? Okay, yeah, bottom plate. We're taking the bottom plate off. Couple more screws on the back here. Oh no. We are without luck. There's no schematic in the bottom here. And that's not going to stay up like that. Not with the transformer high. Let's turn it around here. Oh, it's quite happy to sit like that. Well, I didn't get a hint on what this is, what model it is, or anything. Yeah, how foolish of me. So I'll have to find that out. It's not hard to find out before we do any real work on this. Just in taking a quick look since we have it open here. see a couple things here. And right away, staring me in the face is this capacitor with the part of it broken away there. Part of the outer shell broken away. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but not what you want to see. You see some strong high voltage effects down in this area where the high voltage charges have collected a lot of dirt and dust onto some of the components. Same thing with these wires here. You can see what the high voltage field has done. It's turned it into a dust collector. And those must be the original capacitors. Yes, there's two of them up there. And resistors around them look fine. I would have thought there'd be a higher wattage one here somewhere. Maybe not. Got an electrolytic capacitor there. Other than the dust, doesn't look too bad in here. It's funny, eh? How that works. Some of these sets I open up, and they really haven't even been all that sealed. And yet they're perfectly dust-free. And others, like this one, with a metal bottom, really quite sealed up. And here it's collected an awful lot of small dust inside. I notice that that dust that gets collected is always black. It's like the, see what I mean? That's all black. So I don't know if that means it's like carbon or something in the air that's being pulled out, or what exactly it might be. So you look down here, you can see real dust hairs, dust dendrites, I guess you could call it. A little hard to see in the camera, I noticed, but with my eye I can see them very clearly. Now, let's get a little close up on that. You know, this is something that actually takes a long time to form. We shouldn't scoff at it as dirt necessarily, because of the interesting patterns and the way it forms. See, when I look at the capacitor here, I see the dust around the edges. It looks to me like there's more dust, and I almost get the impression that it's feeling a stronger charge, and that's why it's growing around the outer edges. Now, you know, maybe that's just the camera angle. See, this one's kind of the same, isn't it? In fact, it's gone black all around the outer edge, and I wonder if that's more the same effect, that it's pulling something out of the air and collecting it. In this case, it's so adherent, it almost looks like a, black magic marker or something like that. So maybe that's a way of looking at capacitors and recognizing their well, first of all, are they doing high-duty business? Are they doing high-voltage duty? And obviously they are. Look at that wire down there. So you can kind of picture this dust growing so slowly, one little piece at a time, growing out these weird shapes. Particularly right in there, like there's something crazy going on right in there. Then you can tell, look at the grounded lead has nothing on it. And the ungrounded lead has a little bit on it, not a lot, but some on it. So you can even tell which leads are grounded and which ones aren't. See, I'd say that capacitor there is not taking a very high voltage. But look at that resistor. Interesting, look at the one end of it. It's just covered with this stuff. The other end, not really much at all, a little bit. I mean, everything's going to get a bit of dust on it. But yeah, clearly, and look, you can almost see the voltage falling across the resistor. Isn't that crazy? I wonder if that's really the case there. So you look at the wire coming out of this transformer. Okay, it's covered with the I don't know, dendritic dust, I guess you could call it, or high voltage dust. Well, where's the other wire? It's hard to get at here. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but you can see some of the transformer wires are clean as a whistle. But these yellow ones are really got quite a charge. Now, maybe the insulation has different, like the yellow insulation, red and orange, they have different qualities, and more than likely they're just being put to different work here in the radio. Look there, it's connected right to the power supply capacitor. Yeah. You see, this resistor's got dust on both ends of it. And I don't think either end is grounded. Same thing with this one. The whole thing's up at a high voltage. This one here too. Dust all over it. So oddly enough, the dust is mapping out the high voltage circuits. In fact, the dust here from these wires, the dust is collected right on the chassis, which I'm not sure what to think of why that is exactly, other than dust is being pulled, towards the wires and is somehow striking and landing on the chassis. But from a distance, I can't show it with this lens. From a distance, the dust kind of back highlights the high voltage wires. Now, if you look at the set, right away you can see, just following the dust track, where the high voltages are running. And where they're not, where there's no high voltage. If you look up in this part of the radio, you have the same effect. There's a wire with dust on it. And that's pretty certain to be a high voltage wire. Especially when you see other wires all around it have nothing on them. That really tells you there's something special about that one wire. Well, anyway, just an observation I've always wanted to take a really close look at. So, but in doing that, as we scanned around the radio, I didn't see anything else that seemed to be of sorts. It all looks relatively good. So I think, other than that broken FM tuner, now if I remember right, the complaint was one channel not working on this set. So we'll have to do some testing of that. But I can't do much till I find out what it is and get a schematic and all the rest of it for it. But anyway, there's a look at what's in store for us. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that FM tuner. That's quite a challenge in there. But the rest of the radio is probably pretty straightforward. And now I'm asking myself, where's the AM tuner? Where is the AM tuner? Yeah, I don't think there is one on this radio. This might be FM only. Looks like only one IF strip. Wait a minute, no, there's two sets of coils here. Well, maybe the AM is tuned with the AM radio is tuned with the same tuner. Maybe one of these is AM, the other one's FM. I don't know. It really looks like an oh, there's the answer. Okay, there's the answer. So here's another set of slug-tuned coils here. There's a set here and a set on the back. Yeah. So this set's working fine. It's a set on the back. It could be AM or FM. I don't know offhand. So there we are. Sorry, it's a bit of a short video at this point, but I have something else to show you. Why don't you come with me? I'm going to show you some of these. Yep, some tubes. So it might be a little dark when we get there, but let's go check it out here. Okay, so if you want to see what some tubes look like when you have a few, okay, so here's a few. Yeah, I'm sorry it's not lit quite as well as it could be. So yeah, there's a few tubes. Yeah, there's a few more. In fact, there's a whole heaping pile of vacuum tubes. Ooh, man. Anybody feeling jealous? I don't know if you should. These aren't my tubes. These go with the shop that I work 1 day a week at. And this is the unsorted part of the tube collection. And guess why I have it? I have it to sort. So no doubt as I'm doing that, you'll be seeing lots of interesting tubes. There's tubes here that go right back to day one. Lots of these are TV tubes, and not so interesting, but lots of them are going to be radio tubes. And like I say, there's going to be some real early ones in here, I'm sure. So you can look forward to that. Anyway, there, I got to extend my video a little bit longer. From the land of a million tubes and a guitar. We'll see you later.